Good afternoon, everyone. This is Grand Merlando Starsaber here. I'm here to discuss the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren standard team and some of the variants to go over how they typically work. And right now, I'm going to just go into the team I use for a mirror match, which is my full First Order Supreme Leader Kylo Ren team. So bear with me as my game catches up. But I'm uploading another video for Yoda right now. He wanted to see the malevolence, but we'll go over my Supreme Leader Kylo Ren team. Now, my Supreme Leader Kylo Ren himself, I have him stacked out pretty severely now. I got him to relegate. I went ahead and took the plunge there, and I put a lot of mods to really crank up the offense and the speed and the health. So he is kind of the best of all the worlds as far as his stats go. He's got solid speed. His health is almost 130,000. His speed's at 551, and that's all from using the Galactic Challenge rewards from to buff up some of these mods to the 5th speed level. And he's also got about 13,000 damage, which is very solid on all three fronts. I didn't skimp with him. My Kylo Ren Unmasked, I went a little bit differently. I didn't go health or to the extent that some people do. I actually went defense because my focus here, I didn't make him fast. I didn't make him especially healthy. He's only about 80,000 health and about 60,000 protection. Not a lot into potency or tenacity either because he doesn't really do much other than just absorb damage. And where he really shines is his survivability. He's got almost 77% armor. That reduces the physical damage taken from abilities, and that keeps him alive just a little bit longer than the competition. That's the reason I went that route. So my game's lagging a little bit here. Next in my lineup is another key one. Get back to my First Order here. My game is being slow. I apologize. Okay. Probably the video upload in progress. The First Order Stormtrooper is my other tank. I do the 2-tank lineup. He is similarly in defense mods. Again, not quite a bit of extra protection, virtually no speed, but his defense stats, his tenacity, things like that, specifically his survivability is again almost 77%. So he just, bottom line here is those physical hits just don't do as much damage to him as they do to other things. So even though his health is a little bit lower, he doesn't take that much damage. You'll see during the mirror match that he survives very quickly. Hux, I put my fastest speed set on. So he's got 156 extra speed, which runs him at 317 full speed set. He's very fast. He usually beats most other Huxes out the gate. Sith Trooper, my focus for him was crit chance and crit damage. So as you can see, didn't add a lot of speed. I did add a lot of crit damage, which you don't have to necessarily. It's more important that he does crit than that he crits hard. Although critting hard is very good, and the fact that he gets advantage almost constantly, which gives him a free crit, you don't really have to worry about adding crit damage. I did add a lot of offense in these mods, so he does have a little bit higher damage that way. So, but he's really just there to do those AoE crits when you can get them off, and excuse me, and then ramp up Supreme League Kyron's ultimate, because his ultimate is kind of the key to a mirror match victory. He doesn't have to. I was able to win on offense before the ultimate, but the ultimate really what sets you apart in a one-on-one mirror matchup. So now, I'm going to go ahead and take on Shinaraz here. Shinaraz is not someone who's in my shard. I don't know when his payout is, but I'm just going to go ahead and take him on anyway. His team is similar to mine. I could check the stats, but it really doesn't matter at this point. The strategy doesn't much change regardless of who goes where in the turnover. Sometimes it gets a little wonky and it doesn't go as you'd expect. First thing I do is I target Kylo Ren and do a quick little stasis strike, get him stunned. When they're stunned, if you didn't know, his ultimate does twice as much siphon. So you want to get those stasis strikes onto your target quickly. Now I go ahead and pass turn back to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I do the same thing First Order Stormtrooper. It's just reducing these guys to lower quicker. There's a good argument to try to speed up your Sith Trooper quicker so that he gets a turn off for the advantages. I don't worry about it as much, but that would give you a quicker ultimate necessarily. So if you're thinking about speeding up another character, Sith Trooper is probably a strong candidate. Now I go ahead and burn down one of the tanks first chance I get, take down First Order Stormtrooper. That will get him a free crit, of course, with his Sith Trooper, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep going, working towards my ultimate any chance I get. Now I can get a free crit on Kylo, a couple of them. Now they're down 2 tanks, and now that Sith Trooper doesn't have advantage, he's also vulnerable to a crit himself. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stasis strike and burn it off of Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, temporarily take away his crit advantage. He took out one of mine. I'm going to go ahead and burn off their Sith Trooper. That'll get me closer to the ultimate. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the AoE, try to get my ultimate all the way up to the 3rd boost level, if it can. If not, it'll be relatively close. Okay, it's at 90%. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and trigger my ultimate right now because that's going to probably end this fight. I'll get 2 turns at ultimate. He'll take out my Sith Trooper. That's expected. Can't do the same to me because I'm invulnerable, and he's very low on health. I can go ahead and siphon him, and there he's dead. It's really just knowing the fight, making sure you stun those tanks early, try to balance your siphons and get to the ultimate as quickly as possible. Simple as that, easy peasy. I'd never really struggle on a mirror match. So while I'm doing this video, I don't like to set them up back to back. I'm going to go ahead and accelerate this one in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and show you a Jedi Knight Revan-led Jedi Master Luke lineup. Very typical here, and a lot of people probably shy away from Supreme Leader Kylo Ren on Jedi Master Luke because it's a struggle. It's a struggle, especially you can't do it as a First Order, at least not this lineup here. But the idea here is I have a lineup in play that takes away a lot of it takes water out of the equation, and once he's no longer auto-taunting, you pretty much have control of that battle. So that's key here. So in this, the only way I can take water out of the equation is Han Solo. I haven't put him into gear 13 yet. He's getting close, and it doesn't really matter, to be honest. His stats mods don't really matter either. Just put what you normally put on him. He is not a core component of this fight here. What is a core component of the fight, though, is you'll have your Sith and your Sith Empire. So which ones, specifically here, we have Darth Revan. Darth Revan, I've got a pretty decent speed/power combination set, adds 312 speed, puts him at 138, and he's got some potency in there as well, because you want him to be fast, and you want his debuffs to land. Now, Bastila Shan Fallen also added a lot of speed to her, and other than that, she's not super special. She's got some good potency and tenacity, but really she's just there to do the corrupted battle meditation on the opponent, and that's what mitigates Jedi heavily. She also has Force Bond, which really doesn't do much in this case, but I think it's Sith Apprentice. Yeah, the leader slot have plus 50% defense, potency, tenacity, and gain foresight. So what that foresight does is it'll um, block an ability block from landing on your team, and that will make the fight a little easier. Then I also had Treya. She has her unique Lord of Betrayal, um, and just overall makes it tough on Jedi. So the combination of these three Sith make it really tough on Jedi to do most of the things you tend to be afraid of from a Jedi Master Luke lineup. So the key there is just setting it up so that you mitigate all of the things that scare you. So now, when you set up the squad, you want to have it in your squad choice selections. I go ahead and start the battle. So the very first thing you do, of course, you get Hands always shoots first ability. You target Wat Tambor, and that will take away that first turn where he puts the taunt on Jedi Master Luke. Now, the next thing you do is you want to take out the cooldown adding effects of gas. So you go ahead and do the stasis strike on him, and that will reduce him as a threat. Then when you're back to Bastila Shan Fallen, you go ahead and Fear on Wat. That'll keep him from adding tech to Jedi Master Luke again. That's always what he's going to do. Then you can go ahead and do your AoE. Now you got Darth Revan up to play. Add Fear again. Again, taking Wat Tambor out of the equation. Now you have an ability block on the horizon. So you go ahead and decide between Jedi Master Luke and Jedi Knight Luke. Who do you want to ability block? Now, one thing you want to eventually get to is getting Wat Tambor permanently out of the lineup as a threat. So you go ahead and just take him out with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren's next turn. Easy deal here. All the while this is happening, you're working towards your ultimate on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. That's what's going to really win the fight for you, because once you have that, Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, and whoever else happens to be left, they won't be able to touch you much at all. Now, you do have to contend, of course, with the resurrection coming in from Jedi Revan because he's in the leader slot. But that's no big deal, as you can see here either. I went ahead and did the stasis strike on gas, renewed the stasis strike. Now I can go ahead and AoE siphon on him, and ultimate should be ready for to go full bird next time. And just go ahead and just keep working the team until your Supreme Leader Kylo Ren's ready. Now I have an ability block now, which would scare me, but like I said, I've been working the ultimate the entire time. So in this case, no big deal. Go ahead and launch into the ultimate. Probably take gas out of the equation. If not, Jedi Knight Luke get did. And then I can just go ahead and work on Jedi Master Luke. And at this point, with the ultimate on Supreme Leader Kylo, this is a cinch. Just go ahead and stasis strike to build up the siphon capabilities. Then go ahead and siphon. Easy day. Not as scary as people make it out to be. I know people run Jedi Master Luke on offense against Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, especially the full First Order teams. They tend to do poorly. But as you can see, when you know what you're doing with them, it's not as scary as it may seem. I will try in the future to run this similar team against other lineups, because most of my shard tends to use that as the defense, so I'm not going to here. But in the future, I'll try to show you a Jedi Master, or not Jedi, a Supreme Leader Kylo Ren versus non-Wat Tambor Jedi Master Luke team, and give you how that works. And that's actually, in my book, easier than the current lineup you see here. So, any questions, please feel free to ask me in game or on Discord. This is Grand Admiral Ando Starsaber. May the Force be with you. Signing off.